Hey, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racham, Wadash. I want to say double honor to our apostles, our elders who rule well. Blessed salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring true sincerity. This is Rob Amaf from the Nebraska camp. It's in transit, of course. I just want to just hit a, just put my 2 cents in on something that was clarified, has been clarified, and just really the whole of the matter of the virgin, the marriageable age, why people are upset at it, and why did they scoff and demonize us, because we're just saying the obvious. For one, going to 1 Corinthians, it tells you, that you can deal with a woman when she passed the flower of her age. And that flower is puberty, okay? When a woman has her flower, that means she's starting to have her menstrual cycle. So really, in actuality, that the puberty, it goes without being said, but it hasn't been said too much. But basically, when a woman has her menstrual cycle, her moon cycle, her period, she's in the red, whatever you want to call it, that is when she is hitting puberty. When men, you could, the pubic hair start growing, facial hair, the voice gets deeper, things of that nature. Now, that's according to biblical society. Now people say that's the Bible days, but there's plenty of people, as Zaquan Yashawama brought out a valuable point. You can sit here and, profess that a man can have more than one wife, which is not, in this society, it is not, not only is it taboo, but it's not smart, okay? Just the same as to marry a young woman, because how this society is set up, how we are used to and accustomed. The same as stoning. There's a lot of things that are taboo in the society, but it's not wicked. So basically, what we're saying is not wicked. What we're saying, we're not condoning. We're not saying go out there and get you a woman that's 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? The only way that I'll, I would say be comfortable with, because we're in a society, is if they're both the same age, and they decide to do what they do. Okay? The thing about it is people are making this subjective. They're personalizing, are making this thing personal. I don't know, slacky for that. Making this thing personal because they have daughters. As a brother mentioned, oh, I got a daughter, so if my daughter's wrong, you have sex, man, y'all niggas wild. You have sex with my daughter, y'all niggas wild. Like, nobody ain't say that, man. We're just telling you the laws, man. Ain't nobody looking at no girl of that age, man. Well, I hope not. You know what I'm saying? It's not really, it's not nothing wicked. But there's men out there that are doing it, that aren't amongst our campus. And another subject that I was saying is very, very true. There's men out there with multiple wives, but don't have the financial resources to accommodate multiple women. Okay, because in order to accommodate these women is bad enough. The level that we're on, we could barely manage the women we have. You know what I'm saying? Because women aren't supposed to work. Okay, women are not supposed to work. So if you're financially able to sustain a woman without her having to go to work, and she can stay at home, clean up the house, teach the kids, raise the kids, maintain the household, then that's fine. But once you get 2 women, then you gotta, her food and her raiment shall not diminish. So y'all can't go from steak to noodles, or feed one steak and feed one noodles, for lack of better understanding, for I say for lack of better words, I would say, So in this society, it's taboo for people to marry amongst that age, but it's also taboo for to have multiple wives. Also taboo to stone. It's also taboo to do many things that are legal within the scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? Even like singing songs. In this society, the songs of this world are very corrupt. They're not soulful as it used to be. You know, there's things that you really shouldn't get married at all if you really want to get down to it, because you're supposed to, want to be a eunuch. But the scripture say in 1 Corinthians that if your soul burneth or lusteth after her, let them marry. You don't sin. And it's case after case, but really the gist of it is that the people that don't agree with what the Bible says about what's the marriageable age, or people that are making this thing a personal thing, either have a vendetta against us, and that's like an easy thing. And like I was listening to brothers, he was hitting hot points, and I suggest brothers listen to it. Saquon Yashawamba's epistle on the marriageable age, because the points he was hitting was magnifique. It was perfect. Just like he said, there's other laws that you shouldn't do that are cringeworthy. We're not used to seeing a lot of these things. We're not used to seeing, dealing with your woman a certain way, a woman being handled a certain way, laws being handled a certain way, and justice being handled a certain way. We're not used to seeing that, so it's not like we'll just transition right into it. Then you got scoffers. You guys are upholding Egypt, because this law of a marriageable age is biblical. The law that we're used to is the law that, that Esau set up, or Babylon set up. And basically, in retrospect, really just not retrospect, just looking at it as plain sight, that you've been colonized, man. You've been colonized and you love it. And the scriptures tell you not to go, those that go to Egypt and not ask in my mouth. Did the Lord tell you that you get to tell people that they're going off for uplifting his laws? And to a scoffer's sense, man. So that's just pretty much what I wanted to go over. They scoff because they either don't like us or they don't respect the laws that the Lord ordained. The laws, just the same as Esau laws. You know what I'm saying? You wear a seatbelt because if you get in a car wreck, you can get ejected from the car. You know what I'm saying? So you saying people, you want people to get in wrecks. No, nigga, like, there's a law for if that happened. There's a law on rape in this society if that happens. You know what I'm saying? The law is really, to me, is more harsh and non-productive, because a lot of these women grow up scarred and afraid of men after the results of that. The way women are raped is horrible, and in some cases men should be put to death. Really. You know what I'm saying? That's the results of it. If you rape unjustly, why are you stopping on this side of the road? If you rape unjustly, then you're supposed to be put to death. That's just that. So if a woman is married, a woman's too young, meaning she didn't have her flower. If that woman's betrothed and she gets raped, then she needs to be put to death. Because in actuality, a woman is a product. Where in this society, women are fighting for equality and all this other crazy, all these crazy things, where they have more of a choice. Back then a woman didn't have a choice. That's why she married young, because it wasn't about, let's deal with her mentally. Let's see if she's mentally ready. It don't matter if you're mentally ready then, because you're going to do what the husband tell you to do. All you need to be mentally ready to do is wash dishes, raise children, and women are born in this society. They're born into that. They watch their little cousins, their little sisters, at least when I was young. And it still happens, because I still see it. I'm about to go to the store real quick, y'all. You watch them, bam. You got your babysitter. You know what I'm saying? So within that aspect, women are physically ready to be wives, biblical wives, at the age of their puberty, you know what I'm saying, once the flower hits, genetically, or physically, because they're able to have a baby, they're able to conceive, and also, mentally, because it doesn't require much for a woman to have a baby, you know what I'm saying, to be a wife. You just gotta know how to clean, wash dishes, things like that. You gotta know how to, nurture a baby, which women know how to do. They may breastfeed. Nobody knows how to breastfeed until you do it, unless you do a class on it. But then on the flip side, Esau they'll act like we're fucking in the generic public, act like we bugged out, act like we tripping because we say what a marriageable age is, but a lot of you niggas don't say anything about Esau's laws on when a kid wants to be a fucking transgender. It's like when a kid wants to be a transgender or a homosexual of any sort. They're in schools legalizing to teach kids at a very young age to engage in these activities and learn about it if it's their choice. Well, isn't it, if it's their choice to have sex at a young age, isn't it that their choice? If they can choose what gender they are, I'm pretty sure they should be able to choose when to do it, when to utilize those parts. You gotta crawl before you walk. How the hell are you gonna, want something that you never had, type of deal? You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna want to choose a sex if you never had a sex and never got the chance to benefit from either side? You never stuck your rod in a woman, but you want to be a BA woman. Like, you don't even know what the full benefit is of being a man. Don't you test drive a car before you buy it? I'm not condoning homosexuality because it's wicked. But, within the proper logic, should the person, try out their normal car first before they sell it? Or change it? But the point is that Esau, within his society, deems certain things righteous and okay, and the audience that's being attacked are a bunch of niggas, man. The audience not attacked as far as trying to ridicule. I'm talking about the audience that it stirs people up and make them say, hey, y'all wrong, are 2/3. So Tazariak going around and saying these things, oh, y'all pedophiles. No scriptures, no anything. Your automatic rebuttal is that we're pedophiles, and that's a defense mechanism. The Apostle Ramla went over it. I forgot. It's something distraction dealing with that. But basically, people, if they can't answer you properly, they'll distract by using words like, "Oh, you guys don't know what you're talking about," or "you're pedophiles," or they'll laugh at you like you're a joke, just to distract from the target of answering the question logically, properly. Okay, because they don't answer the question logically and properly. They automatically hear our response biblically, and then they turn around and say that we're pedophiles. Nobody said that. We didn't say that we're doing that. We're telling you that the Lord said that this is the order of it. And again, women are property. Women, they don't have to do much that requires a lot of thinking. Men do. Men do things that requires a lot of thinking. And in this society, children are mentally repressed with the food and the education. A child isn't expected to see real life. They say he's too young for that. But then you turn around and say a kid is a sponge, and that's the main time that they need to learn anything. But you hide everything from them. You don't learn how to pay your taxes. You don't know how to do shit until you just get older. If you hide information from somebody, they'll never know it. That's just simple and plain. So if a woman don't learn how to be a woman at a certain age, then they just got to figure that shit out on their own. When you go into the marriage aspect, I'm going to say this last thing, and I'm signing off, man, because it really don't take that much explanation based off of all the information that was brought out. Basically what's being brought out is that the marriageable age of a woman is 12 and a half, 12 to 13 years old. As a man, being a man, his age is 13. Uh, and when they hit that age, they biblically, they are basically said to be a man and a woman, and basically they can make a decision on their own. Now, when they hit that age, do they leave their parents' house? Not all the time, not most of the time. They either, they work for their parents, establish their own, and then they move out. Women don't leave at all until they get a man. You know what I'm saying? Till they get a husband. Because why? That woman is a property of the father, and then once that father gains that property, relinquishes that property is sold actually, and when that property is sold, that's considered a dowry, then the father would, set them up to be established in life, and then the other father on the other side would set them up to be established in life. That ain't done. He's supposed to be, if we're in Babylon and God forbid, we're in here long enough for your kid to grow up, you're supposed to get both of them should have a car, both of them should have a house, both of them should at least have a car, a house, and have their education set up. If you want to go into the, doing it the right way, you know what I'm saying? Which is the logic, in this society is logic, But in ancient society, that was set up because we had land. We don't deal with Esau's taxes and unbalanced wages. But at the end of the day, the point is, even though there's old times, there's a lot of things that go with old times. And marriageable age is, we're not in the time to be dealing with a woman at that age. We're not in time for a man to be getting married at that age. But if they do, we don't have the right to say that they're wicked. Okay? That's a very simple point of it. If they get married at that age, we don't got the right to say you can't do that, you're wicked, you're doing this, that, and the third. The next step will be, you got to do this, because the reason why it's not the time, because a dude that's 13 years old don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Some do, but the most don't. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's not right. And the woman at that age don't know what to do. She probably still got a lot of ratchet in her. She probably don't know how to cook. Women that are fucking 27 don't know how to cook. Don't know how to take care of kids. Don't know how to change diapers or do things like that. Or that. Once you learn that, then yeah, do your thing. You can take care of the house. You go to work. In this society, you can't even go to work till you're 16. So that already sets the regulations. But I ain't want to harp on it too much. Salakia for making it wrong and then expect it. But it's just this society doesn't approve of it. Doesn't mean that we got to break the laws or say that the laws are wicked because society is not in agreement with it. There's a lot of things that Babylon is not in agreement with that you niggas like to latch on to. You shouldn't be having multiple women or profess that you should, amongst many other things in this society that the laws, tell you can't do it. Okay? Everything is lawful, but everything is an expedient. Hey, shalom.